We're roughly the same age, I guess. I was in undergraduate in the late 70s, and so, I actually, as a sixth grader, got to go see Apollo 11 take off with my going in. It's like, of course, by the time I graduate from college, I'll be able to, be on a mission and go. Right. I wrote an essay for the Dallas White News several years ago, which was like 2001 won't be like 2001. So,
right.
Yeah. So, anyway, but it's very nice meeting you. I look forward to hearing you tonight.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be in touch.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Wow, this is intimidating.
I'm Andrea Pearson-Haas with UTD TV News.
How are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm Pablo Arauson with the Mercury newspaper.
Okay.
I'm photo editor for Mercury. I'm Chris.
How are you doing? Okay.
Chaz Lee with the University of Communications Office.
Okay.
Thank you so much for meeting with us.
You're welcome. And I'm a huge fan. Before we get started, can I ask you to sign something for me that I brought?
Sure.
I brought
Maybe
my.
we can do that afterwards. We just go ahead and start already.
Okay. So, we have a camera.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I have to be well behaved, huh? Recording stuff. Yeah, but you guys like white you all out, and I'll just be the one up there, like you'll like Photoshop you and not be there looking. So can you maybe sit there? Because I can't see you.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. I was
See,
trying to
'cause
make us all on the camera at the same time, but that's okay.
Oh,
Can I
okay.
interview like that?
Otherwise, I'll be looking like that the whole time
Yes,
on
ma'am.
the camera.
Do you want to start off?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay.
There's like no hard questions, right?
Well, I have a few
You-
pretty simple questions. Once again, welcome to UTD. Can you tell us why you're here?
I am here because I was invited to give a arts and science lecture, and I'm really thrilled. It's really neat when people ask you to actually talk about the arts and science together.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I've been very interested in for a long time.
Okay.
When I was a little girl growing up, I did dancing, and I did studio art, and I took languages, and I also did lots of science projects and physics and all of those kinds of things. And I never found them as being a dichotomy. It wasn't until later everyone used to act like they were something very, very different, and I didn't see why people didn't think they were just automatically blended. These days, now folks are talking about now is STEAM instead of just STEM, and so I'm happy they caught up.
It's an honor to meet a real astronaut, and just want to ask you. You probably get this a lot, but what is it like to be in outer space?
It is, and it's always a hard question to answer because like assumes that you're going to compare it to something, right? So imagine being in a big pool of water, and you can float, and you can go anywhere you want, but you don't have to worry about breathing, just in terms of sensation. But there's this incredible view out the window, right? So you get to see the Earth, and right now, in low Earth orbit, you don't actually see the Earth as a sphere, you just see the arc of it, and you go around the planet every 90 minutes. I think sort of psychologically, it depends on who you are when you went up there. Sometimes people say that, oh, everything that belongs to me in the universe is on this small ball. For me, it was more expansive. To me, it felt like I belong anywhere in the universe, right? That I'm a part of it. It made me feel much more expansive rather than everything that I helped say is in this one place.
Oh, sorry. So being in outer space changed your life, you would say?
You can answer that. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah. All right.
I think, so here's the thing. Maybe it changed in many ways because, sometimes you have jobs and things that people define you and you can't go away from it. I always loved space exploration. Mm-hmm. But I've done many other things. But it's really funny because people want to keep you going back to that one time 20 years ago. And it's like, hey, guys, I've been doing other stuff for this past time. I did a whole bunch of other things before then. And so it really becomes important to have a sense of self and who you are and be able to move forward and not just hang around in that one place because everybody wants you to talk about it forever.
Yeah, I saw that you could.
Yeah. My question is, especially from being a medical doctor, what medical issues that astronauts face for deep space missions do you think we're on the verge of solving in regards to the advances in technology?
I don't, you know, a lot of the issues I think that are in life sciences exploration of space aren't just problems about how humans adapt to weightlessness. I think there are opportunities to understand things about fundamental issues about life itself. So some of the issues that we're looking at, you know, from the bone loss to problems with cardiovascular adaptation and stuff like that, we're going to solve those with exercise, with changing the environment that people are in. If you end up having an environment that feels like, you know, you get a sort of gravity of a sort, whether it's from, you know, a spinning object or constant acceleration as you go places, then those things start to get solved because a lot of it has to do with adaptation to weightlessness. Some of them have to do with radiation. We would have to do a lot of work around helping to block radiation. The project that I work on, 100-Year Starship, which is about how do we send humans to another star system, have the capabilities for doing that. Those issues are really going to circle more around how do we keep people healthy. The same way we have to think about how do we keep people healthy here on Earth. That's a big question, right? So for us, we talk about, I don't have the answers to that. That's the reason why it's a really great problem, because we have to think about things from like microbiomes. You heard the microbiome of our intestine or gut, but also of the soil. If we're going to have humans on board somewhere, we got to feed them. Our animals, we have to feed them. So we have to learn how to grow food. Right now, microbes in the soil help to fix nitrogen. We're going to have to figure out how to do that, right? We're going to have to figure out how to have that microbial system that helps us live to stay healthy without it being replenished. So there's no one single answer. There's no, it's like, we're on the verge of fixing that and it's all going to be good. But I would say that there are issues that we look for and use from space exploration that help us here on Earth. So many times when people look at magnetic resonance images, MRIs, so that didn't come from health studies in space. It came from planetary, looking at planets and having to make images from all of the electrical signals you get back.
Yeah.
You can use those same algorithms to help make sense of the electrical signals that you get when you flip, when you put a person's body in a magnetic field, right? So now you get those images. So it's not directly from something that was used for health in space, but it is from space technology. You can see those constantly.
Yeah. I have one more question, if that's okay. Real quick. My other question was, I don't know if you're familiar with Mary Manella. She was the first woman in 1959 that proved that women could hack it in space. And she's in, I think, her 70s now or something like that. So I wanted to know, at what age do you think that, like, you're too old to go, or do you think that women who have made historical contributions to space and to science should be exempt from, you know, modern day protocols such as when NASA has, you have to have a bachelor's in science? Well, she didn't have that, but she did go through the program and prove that.
Well, there are a number of women called the Mercury 13 who actually went through all the tests that the men astronaut candidates did, and they did better than the men.
Yeah.
And so the issue became not whether or not women were able to do it. It's just we as a society chose not to include them. And I think every time we talk about these choices, we have to look at what we need to do. I don't know really about, you know, people have individual health issues. So some people think, for example, and the older you get, the less radiation has a time to cause you problems. So some people think that older folks should go into space for longer periods of time because of the radiation, but then there are other health issues. So I can't really give you a blanket answer on whether or not we should exempt people from health requirements, because NASA basically says you should be physiologically healthy to be an astronaut. But let's remember, we have commercial groups now who are building the capacity to go into space. And I think that that's one of the issues that we have as an opportunity to see who all we can have helping us build this journey.
Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry. So, what, can we just go from the others? Did you all have any questions down there?
I have
So, ask me something else besides space.
Okay, what advice do you have for students who are studying science, arts, and technology?
So just what advice do I have for students? So the first thing I would say is understand that when you're in a university, it's an incredible opportunity to have many experiences. It's really important to have a depth of knowledge, right? So it's really important for you to really start to become expert at something, but also use this time to explore other areas. Sometimes I feel that perhaps my generation has made you all so nervous that you have to get everything exactly right, that you're afraid to experiment or try something different for the risk. I might not get an A. Oh my God, what's going to happen if I don't get the best grade possible? But you know, you get many chances in life. The wonderful thing about being at a university is that this is your opportunity to try new things. You're never going to be in another place where there's so many different things available to you, that there's so much different expertise. Use that and have a sense of humor. You know, I can tell you're going to do some awfully dumb things at some point in time or another. And if you sit around like, whoa, is me, oh, that's so bad. You know, go ahead, suck it up, feel bad for a little while, and then laugh at yourself, because that's the only way you're going to get past it. You're going to have to find some sense of being able to move forward. That's part of it. And if my advice is, you know, try new things, do the best you can at the work that you do, give yourself a little bit of a break, right? And have a sense of humor, for goodness sake. I mean it.